Alec, it's great to see you. I don't know about you, I'm still buzzing from that win in Belgrade and also haunted by that equaliser.
Yeah, I know we were all sitting ready just to get the champagne cracked open, and then that equaliser went in. So it was. We always do this, but I still had a really good feeling about things. Although we were under the cosh a wee bit in extra time, the players managed the situation really well and held out. And to do what we did on penalties for the second time in a row, it takes a lot of bottle, and the players have shown an air of confidence. And even when they were walking up to take the penalties, their body language looked really good, and I could see all over Mitrovic's body language that he wasn't going to score that. He just looked as if he had the burden of the nation on his shoulders, and the great man was destined to fail. And anyway, that was time to open the champagne.
Steve Clarke has publicly come out and thanked you, Alec, for setting all this in motion, and by all this, I mean qualification for the Euros. You must have an enormous sense of pride.
Listen, it was great to be involved with so many players over, I don't know, maybe the 2 years that I was in there in terms of time frame. And I did go in with the idea that I would do a lot of experimenting. I phoned a few of the older players up and said, look, I'm going to try you younger players. And, who clearly weren't quite ready at the time, but it's good to look at them and certainly in the friendlies, and then try and get as strong a team as possible for the games that mattered the most, which was that qualification stage. And after a bad result in Israel, we came good in the 2 games at Hampden. We beat Albania away, and then the killer game against Israel at Hampden was just a fantastic open game. And finally we got there, and Steve has been fantastic in building that kind of unit and sticking to it with the same players. When you've got a consistency of nucleus in your team, then that makes for a very together and constructive team.
Obviously, we're off the back of a fantastic win and qualification for the Euros, so we're on a high. Then the Nations League tie against Slovakia. It was a loss, but I think Scotland performed very well. I'm sure you'll agree. But what do you think about tonight? What Scotland team can we expect to show up?
They lost that Slovakia game, but really they dominated the game, I felt, and you could see the sign of a team who were really confident in what they're doing. And tonight, I would expect wouldn't be any different. The Israelis are tough nut. The people thought, they were quite easy team to beat. We should just brush them aside. But as we've seen in games at Hampden since I was there and since Steve came, then they're tough games. We won the last one in penalties. But it's a tough game. We're away from home. The home team will have an air of belief in themselves. There's a couple of danger men. There's a Javi being the main danger. And these are guys that the defence will have to be on top of. And, as we've seen, these fellas have scored goals in crucial games for their club teams and also for their international team, Israel.
How important is this competition for Steve Clarke?
Well, people think that because we're qualified, and it doesn't really matter if we don't win it. We've done the big thing. Yes, we have, but this is really important for going forward for the World Cup qualification. When they do the draw in December and we get a tough group and we have 2 teams who finish above us, therefore winning the group and qualifying for the World Cup finals, we've still got a chance because of our good deeds in the Nations League. If we were to win this, then there's a playoff for another few places. I don't know how many, and Scotland would be amongst that. Should we really treat this game with massive importance tonight, which I know Steve will, and the players will, and they're on a good streak of confidence, and there's no reason why they can't. And that's the importance of it, because we won't only, if we qualify for the first two in the group stage, great. If we don't, we've still got this opportunity, just like we had for the Euros.
What are you expecting? What kind of performance are you expecting to see?
Well, he'll have changed it again, with the legs. Andy Robertson was missing. A wee bit tightness in his hamstring, apparently, and he'll be back. Tierney was magnificent in the wing-back position against Slovakia. He's adapted to his role at the centre-back position. He's playing there with Arsenal now, and you can see the massive confidence these guys have got playing in the Premier League in England. And so they'll probably be, reverting back to much the same team who triumphed in Serbia.
Yeah.
And then of course, they'll feel that they have that chance of winning again. The main thing is about scoring goals. Lyndon Dykes is a good focal point, and if players can work off him, round the side of him, like Ryan Christie has done for the last couple of years now, and we've got a good chance. Definitely got a good chance with these players in the team.
Nationally speaking, do you think that Scottish football has turned a corner?
Yeah, it's given a great shot in the arm to the Scottish game. And all of a sudden, you've got youngsters now want to become footballers again. Where perhaps the last few years, not really sure. But now I think it will create a real buzz for the youngsters of Scotland to become footballers again. And that's what Andy Robertson and these guys have given the country.